Awareness is the precursor to change. There's a manipulator out there that takes advantage and preys on people that might be spiritual or religious, good people. And this is known as the spiritual narcissist. If you are on a spiritual journey, you will probably come across the spiritual narcissist. And the spiritual narcissist could be a leader or a follower in the community, if you will. So it's very important that each and every one of you know the signs, the traits. What are some of these phrases that the spiritual narcissist uses? Well, you came to the right place, because in today's lesson, we're going to learn all of the signs, the traits of the spiritual narcissist, common things that the spiritual narcissist says. What is a spiritual narcissist? Manipulators that use spiritual principles to abuse and take advantage of people. Yeah, they're out there. And some of you might know this, and that's why it's important. You will be immune to the tactics of the spiritual narcissist the more that you are aware of these things. When you start your spiritual journey, you know, a lot of times you fall into this, everything is a unicorn and rainbow, but it's not. And you know, everything's got to be positive, everything's a unicorn and rainbow. It tends to confuse people, and you could actually fall for the tactics of the spiritual narcissist. This is a pen and paper episode, so get out a pen and paper. Uncle Mike is going to teach you a few things. You're going to write them down. Please write them in the comments as you go along, and that really affirms it in your subconscious mind. This is actually a very difficult process to go through because of the trickery that is used by the spiritual narcissist. The spiritual narcissist is a form of the covert narcissist. We have went over that already. Remember that the covert narcissist, so now it's levels and layers to this, very dangerous. Sometimes people could look at a person and you go, wow, that's a narcissist, and you kind of know it. But when it's covert, when it's undercover, it's very dangerous because it's a very slow and draining process to your energy. We gave everyone enough time to get on the live stream. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, could you kindly hit the like button? It helps others find this message. And if today's message resonates with you, please share this message, as we want to raise awareness to this particular type of archetype. Spiritual narcissists, manipulators that use spiritual principles to abuse and take advantage of people. And what they do is they twist or pervert spiritual or religious topics. So there are many spiritual topics that are out there, and they're important to us. We can utilize them over the course of our everyday lives. But as I have shared over many years, it is about the content of character. Okay, who is the person that is behind these spiritual principles? It's very similar to like how I discussed technology, right? Technology is not good or bad, but it's what's going on, the person that's utilizing the technology, right? We're utilizing technology to create an informative video today. Okay, so technology could be used for many different forms. Well, spiritual principles, religious principles can be twisted. Okay, there's a phrase that we should all be aware of. The enemy does not lie. The enemy uses incomplete truths. Write that down. The enemy uses incomplete truths. When it's twisted, it makes it very difficult. The spiritual narcissists prey on spiritual seekers. If you are a religious or spiritual person, you will probably encounter a spiritual narcissist on your journey. And there are many signs that come out of the box. So now you might come across a spiritual narcissist. It could be maybe in a community. It might actually be the leader of the community. One of the first signs of the spiritual narcissist, they have to tell everyone that they're a good person. I'm so good, I'm so righteous. And when you meet this person, there's a lot of love bombing with spiritual bullshit mixed into it as well, okay? So they could tell you, they could give you some enchantment. You know about enchantment, you know about all these things. And they could say, well, they could see the that you are a person, you might have spiritual gifts, you might be, you know, content of character, on the path, on the spiritual journey, whatever the terms you like to use. They give you all these things, right? Or they could say, you're my soulmate, or any one of these things. And they give you this love bombing, and they're showing you that they're such a great person. They're so squeaky clean. And a lot of times, you know, we share about authenticity over perfect. You know about the guy that's perfect. You know, who's that guy that they always say he's perfect all the time? So it's actually, when you see someone that's maybe a little bit too squeaky clean, that tries to be like it's not real, authenticity is greater than perfect. You could all write that in the comments. You write authenticity, then you put the greater sign, and then you put perfect. So that's actually the journey. Spirituality is actually learning about the truth of you, not being a unicorn and rainbow and that everything is perfect. Okay, so I hope that's helpful for you on your journey. There is a sense of spiritual superiority. Okay, so again, there are many different spiritual practices out there, different spiritual beliefs, and you will get this sense of spiritual superiority, that my way of doing it is the best way, okay? Or maybe they might have a special little cult or clique. Oh, and these are top secret things. Don't share it with anyone else. Ooh. Actually, if you're a spiritual person, you want to say things loud and proud to the community so that everyone could benefit for their everyday life experience. What do you guys think about that? Let us know in the comments. Gaslighting is at 100. The gaslighting, and this is something across all narcs, okay? The gaslighting, you will start to pick up on it. Gaslighting is at 100. So, you know a lot about gaslighting, and don't fall for this. They do have spiritual gifts, so it does confuse you. So, as I've shared, in the Truth About the Spiritual Community video on the channel page. I'll link it in the upper left-hand corner at the end of this message. We have to treat the spiritual community or spirituality just like everyday life. It's part of everyday life. Just because someone is spiritual and just because someone has spiritual gifts does not mean their content of character is on point. Okay, I want you all to write that down. The content of character. So yes, there are people with spiritual gifts. However, the content of their character, that's what's really important, right? Their content of character is not of quality. So yeah, it's great. People can have spiritual gifts, right? But it doesn't mean that these spiritual gifts are used for the good of you. Maybe it's used to take advantage of you. Maybe it's used so that the other person could get their way all the time. And you might not be, I believe, because I've gone through this as well, don't put yourself in a place of lack or limitation. We are all activating our spiritual gifts. So if I reflect on my life, where I am today, my spiritual gifts have amplified tenfold than years ago. So that's why this message is important for people, especially if you're just starting your spiritual journey, okay? And I was there as well, and you see these people, oh, they got all these spiritual gifts, and maybe you don't have it at that time. At that time. It's going to come, kid, all right? But remember this. Okay, just because they have spiritual gifts and it might confuse you, you think, oh, that is a great person, they got spiritual gifts, all right? Got to wake up, right? Got to be alert. Like my grandfather used to tell me, got to be alert. If you catch a glimpse of them, maybe you don't really catch a real glimpse of them, right? So maybe you see them on the TV, Maybe you see them behind the camera. If you catch a glimpse of them, you realize that they actually don't practice what you preach. Practice what you preach, son. Right? So you know, we shared about this when the covert narcissist, when the mask falls off. And then you see that what that really is, right? The man behind the curtain, all that stuff. When you catch a glimpse of who they are, you realize, hey, but they're actually not practicing what they preach. That's a telltale sign that you are dealing with these spiritual narcissists. They twist spiritual principles so that they can get their way, okay? So I want everyone to write it in the comments. Practice what you preach. Practice what you preach, which a lot of people don't. Just because people, you know, they could look fancy, maybe they have prestige, and again, they might have a small little clique or cult, or maybe they're very big out there. But in these new energies, and we're seeing this right now, authenticity, more people, it's actually, and if you're new to the channel, I really like to merge science and spirituality. Dr. Bruce Lipton says all animals are able to pick up on vibration and frequency. Okay, so we're using our clairsentience. You're starting to realize, okay, this person is real, this person is fake. Okay, and the more that the energies increase, the more that you're cleansing and clearing yourself, and you're picking up on this, you could pick up on vibration and frequency. You can have clairsentience. And don't listen to people that tell, oh, well, you have to take my class in order to activate your... They will happen in divine timing. God is going to put you in seasons, kid, right? We have to go through seasons and cycles. There's no quick fix, right? I did a full video on that, right? Everyone, these people, they want to lose weight and they don't want to work out and go to the gym and fast and do all that. So they just want to take a pill and that's it. I'm here to tell you, there's no quick fix. There's no mystical, magical guru that's going to activate your spiritual gifts, okay? If this message is resonating with you, please smash that like button so that others will get this message, because the spiritual narcissist is lurking. They're lurking, kid. The spiritual narcissists twist spiritual either practices, or they use spiritual terms and principles, and they twist it on you. What's the number one example? Okay, I'm going to give you the number one, and I'm going to give you a bunch of examples right now. I want you to pay close attention, and I know you could confirm this if you're on the live stream or in the chat. You will see this 100% of the time. The number one thing that the spiritual narcissist twists, okay, they're going to tell you, if you are realizing that even though they try to be so squeaky clean and you call them out on their bullshit, they're going to say, everything is a mirror. It's just a reflection of you. Ooh. That's what they'll probably going to say, right? You've probably seen this many times, right? Oh, it's just a mirror. You're just a mirror. It's just a reflection of you. A lot of people don't like to be called out on their bullshit, okay? So one of the things, now things are mirrors of ourselves. We attract things into our lives according to what's the lesson that we have to learn at the time. But unconditional love is not unconditional acceptance of poor behavior. So if you've experienced that, let us know in either the live chat or on the comments. They're going to tell you, oh, everything is a mirror. It's just a reflection of what you are. They're going to tell you, oh, you need to heal. I need to heal. Okay? First of all, no one needs to do anything. All you have to do is live your everyday life. Okay? Louise writes, bingo. Right? It's true. Okay? So they're going to tell you, oh, you need to heal. When you call out unacceptable or poor behavior about the spiritual narcissist, they're going to say, oh, you're aggressive. Ooh, you're aggressive when you call out these things, right? Like you know, and you're going to see this. There is a drastic difference. A lot of people don't like authenticity. It's powerful, right? But if you're not in authenticity, if you are using an illusion, remember, we did a full lesson on the covert narcissist. They have created an illusion. They don't like it when they're being exposed. So the spiritual narcissist will say, oh, you're just aggressive, okay? But when you understand and you say, you know what, I'm tired of this, this is not right, and you speak up, right? Start speaking up. That's just your ego. That's just your ego. I did a full video on the authentic, truthful ego. In the world, people live out of their ego and not their spirit. But it is important to utilize the ego to guide us through this life, okay? The ego is there for a reason. It's not to be denied. The ego is there so that you don't become a doormat. Doesn't mean that, like the ego, oh, I have to have the biggest car, the most expensive car, the most fanciest thing. Not that ego. The ego that says, you know what, I'm being disrespected right now, right? And I'm going to stand up for myself, right? Because we have to protect ourselves. It's similar, like our nervous system, for example. All right, if you are, you touch something that's really hot, you want to have that thing that oh, this is going to, I have to move my arm, right? Reflex and move back. And these are the things that are going to keep you protected on this journey. Because if you sit there and you could get burnt really bad, all right? So you actually need a little bit of the ego. If you think of the yin yang, that little, right? The spirit is who you are. The ego just gives you a little protection. M, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. M writes, thank you for making people aware. I appreciate, it's my honor to do this work. And yeah, awareness it's really about awareness. Knowledge is power. And therefore the lack of knowledge is the lack of power. So we want to be conscious and aware and have this knowledge and wisdom. Okay? Wisdom is important. There's people out there that don't have wisdom. They can memorize things. They can regurgitate anything, just regurgitate, but they can't. Wisdom, ready? Wisdom is actually applying it to everyday life, going through real life examples, processing it, and then you get to the real answer. Not just reading it, maybe a Bible verse, not watching a YouTube video and regurgitating, right? So a lot of people, there's the great pretenders out there. I appreciate that, Kelly. That's what I'm called to do. I appreciate you, Kelly. There's a lot of people out there. They're the great pretenders, right? The great pretender. They're the great pretenders. And they could be great at memorizing things, regurgitating things, you know, when they regurgitate things back. Okay? I appreciate that. Beautiful comments, Dragon Finder. Please smash the like button if you're really being inspired by this video and if it's helping you on your journey. The gaslighting, you know, you could clearly see, that's why you really have to know these things. And I'm here to tell you, like sometimes you'll see a person and you could see him on the TV. Maybe they pop up on your stream and they have a fancy ring light and a fancy camera, and but you probably know more than them. Okay? You probably know more than them. Don't limit yourself. Okay? What we want to do is empower all of humanity. The whole society goes up together. Not the I'm better than you and you have to do it my way. The gaslighting, the bullshit, the BS, right? The belief systems. There's many great things that are out there, but a lot of these things are twisted in a sense that really, it lowers your vibrational frequency. And that's what the spiritual narcissist does. Certain things that the spiritual narcissist might say, oh, you need to be vegan to be spiritual. And if you're not vegan, you're not spiritual. Or they might say that you can't maintain yourself or groom yourself. That's not spiritual. That's just physical. And they might gaslight you. Maybe you listen, we don't have to be perfect, as we said before. You know, that there's certain times that, you know, I might have an idea, which I've done over the years, I'm out on the front line and I'm all disheveled, but I made the video. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait to have the perfect lighting and make sure I'm totally groomed. But it doesn't mean I just let myself go and fall apart. Okay, so you can see people. I've seen them. Oh, you're wearing makeup and that's not spiritual. I'm here to tell you all. Okay, you could represent yourself however you want to represent yourself. And if people are telling you how to eat, how to look, how to represent yourself, they're full of shit. Okay, that's what they are. Okay, smash the like button if your Uncle Mike is speaking the truth. Because someone's got to do it, okay? As my nana used to say, I'll do it, okay? Sometimes someone has to step up and speak these truths, right? So the spiritual narcissist is out there. So they're going to gaslight you. They could gaslight you for the way that you eat, okay? If you're actually seeing beyond the deception, they're going to gaslight you. Listen, whatever it is that you want to do, that's your representation. And I'm here to share that, okay? We speak about maybe the narcissist. Like there are, narcissists out there because of the way they look. They think that they're entitled to everything. But that doesn't mean that you can't groom yourself, right? You want to change your hair color. You want to wear makeup. You want to do, any enhancements, whatever it is. I'm here to tell you, go for it. Okay, but what that means is just because you're pretty or handsome or whatever it is, it doesn't mean that you're entitled to anything. It doesn't mean that you could take advantage of people because you look a certain way. But by all means, put your best foot forward, groom yourself, whatever you need to do. But you're going to see that a lot. Okay, you're going to see that a lot. You are here to represent yourself the way that you want to represent yourself. Positive vibes only. It's only positive vibes here. That's not positive vibes. Sometimes you got to burn it down, as we like to sage. Got to clear it out. Positive vibes only. Okay, now it is important. I was actually just talking to my friend last night. You have to have realistic positivity. Not everything is a unicorn and rainbow positivity. Okay? There we go. Right? We have to have authentic positivity. Okay? So you keep out a positive mindset, but if you a positive mindset is maybe you want to improve the lives of others. Okay? Maybe you're here to call out the truth. Maybe you're here to call out bullshit. Okay? That doesn't mean that you're not positive. That's the way the spiritual narcissist perverts and twists things. Oh, it's got to be positive only. That's not positive only. Right, Etsy? Right? That's what it's about. Okay? So these are the things that they maybe twist on you. They're going to gaslight you. And you start this journey out. And you don't have a clue. And you think that you have to give away your power to these people. We are all everyday life people. And you're going to see it's about the content of character. It's not about prestige. Okay? And you could clearly see the difference. It gets very tricky. That's why I'm sharing this with you. The spiritual community is riddled and filled to the brim with the spiritual narcissist. So it's important to raise awareness, and it should be treated like any other community. I partake in many communities. I partake in the sports talk community, and they're talking about it as well. Every community. This should not be. It's actually worse when it comes to spirituality, because what happens is a lot of people think, oh, well, this is spirit. This is a unicorn and rain, and then meanwhile they're getting abused. They're getting taken advantage of. They're getting guilted. They're getting shamed by the lowest of the low. One of the things on my journey that I really can't stand, what I can't stand, are hypocrites, right? Listen, if people are just being themselves, that's truthful. But when you're putting on this mask when you're being an illusion, when you're doing the opposite, it's opposite world. You're telling people, okay, and pretending to be so great, but you're actually hurting people. That's not so great, all right? And maybe you feel the same way as well. Like if there's a person out there and they're just being themselves, and they're a little rough around the edges, like I have no problem with that. But sometimes there's hypocrites out there, and they're gonna. So what do? Projection. They're gonna say, "You're the one. You're the one. You're the one. You're the selfish one. You ever get this? Let us know in the comments if you have received any of these things. I'm leaving this message for all of you because many people, you're going to start your spiritual awakening journey, okay? And then there's going to be narcs out there. I'm here to tell you, your Uncle Mike is always watching. And there's beautiful people out there. I love you. You're doing a great job, okay? And then there's people out there that are full of shift, okay? That's the truth. And the more that you, I can't express to you enough the importance of isolation. Why do people fall for the spiritual narcissist? They are looking for community. You might be isolated, you might be alone, and the spiritual narcissist preys on that, okay? I Need to Fish talks about triangulation, okay? That is a big thing about, especially with the maybe one narcissist. They have to have a clique. They can't operate alone. That's if you're really any of the terms: chosen one, 144,000, Hopi prophecy, rainbow warriors, any one of these terms, right? As you could see, I take a lot of flack because I bring forth to people that you don't have to be part of one community. It's the best and it's got to be my way. No, we're all together. And that's why I trigger a lot of people. It's my honor to take the slings and arrows and move forward because heck, light warriors, someone's got to do it. All right, someone's got to do it. Smash the like button if your Uncle Mike spoke the truth today. And it really helps others find this message because the spiritual narcissist is out there. They're lurking, and they are a covert narcissist because you're not going to be able to see it right away. And they're going to twist all these things, and they're going to say all these things. Spirituality is about learning the truth of you. Not, hooray! Hooray, it's a unicorn and rainbow. That's not spirituality. Spirituality is about learning the truth of you. There are people that could live to 99 years old and they don't know who they truthfully are. And you'll see these false idols or fake leaders or gurus. They don't even know who they are. There is a tremendous power when you know who you are. People have to learn how to lead themselves before they lead others. And one of the things that we all have to learn, I went through it, and I'm passing it forward to all of you. A lot of you see, this powerful being before you, but I'm an empath like all of you. And honestly, and I've shared this, sometimes I just want to be a kid and I just want to have fun and all this stuff. And I see the best in people. But you have to realize that you are powerful. There is bullshit out there. And don't be afraid of it. You think that people out there, it's got to be them. It can't be me. Okay, but it actually is you. It actually is you. Okay, and that's they want to hold their thumb. They want to have power. They get off of having power over you. All right, that's not a spiritual leader. That's not a spiritual person. That's maybe part of the community. Remember, it could happen in anywhere. And you're going to see it out there. And let's keep the highest vibration, high vibes, and speak the truth. We're in new energies right now. When you speak the truth, your voice won't even shake. And that's why you're going to see over the course of this year and moving forward, all of these, gurus out there, the spiritual narcissists, they're going to be exposed authentically by God. Because as the awareness continues, the illusion, why is the clock always ticking on the covert narcissist? Why? Why, Uncle Mike? Why is time always running out? Because the illusion always runs out. mystical spells, all this stuff, the illusion. The time is always running out because it's not real. It's an illusion. So the illusion can only last. And then once you see it, the illusion is over. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now you know the signs, the traits, and popular phrases that the spiritual narcissists use. Don't fall for it. And please take the time to share this video today with thousands upon thousands, maybe millions of people, because this is really something that is running wild out there. And a lot of people, I will be the voice for the voiceless. Okay, you feel like you can't speak up because this person looks so, oh, they're so wonderful, and they paint this picture. They're an artist, as my father says, a bullshit artist. That's what they are. That's what they are. Megu Dera, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Really appreciate that. Thank you. So have you had any encounters with a spiritual narcissist? What are your experiences? Please write them in the comments. It's very helpful for other people as we raise awareness to this, and so that people don't feel alone, okay? And some people get, was used before, triangulation, or, the narc always has like a clique with them because they can't operate alone, right? Because they're not standing on solid ground. They're a little shaky. They're a little shaky. They don't have solid ground. So that's why they have to have their little clique with them. Otherwise, they're nothing. And you'll see it out there. You'll see people, they're powerful alone. An army of one. It's on the channel page. It lasts the test of time. I will place relevant videos. If you're watching on the replay, in the upper left-hand corner, take a look at them. They're very relevant to this. Let's move forward. Let's raise awareness. All the things that you could do. Hit the like button. Please click the subscribe button. We have daily videos here, 9 a.m. Eastern time, that help you improve your life physically, mentally, and spiritually. It's all about wellness in all three phases of our everyday life. And we're about everyday life people, and we come and go as we please, and we're free to do whatever we want because it's free will. It's the law of the universe, kid. So I love you all. We'll be back on tomorrow. And again, always grateful for everything that you do to share, share, share. Let's get the message out there. Let's get the word out there. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, Light Warrior, just keep going. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.